Groovy fashions, funky music, and era-defining innovations. Dive into the decade of change, the sensational 70s. Let's kick things off with pop culture phenomena, the soul of the 70s.
Here in this great hall of justice are the most powerful forces of good.
Well, the 70s were all about Saturday morning entertainment. Remember waking up early for a marathon of Scooby-Doo or getting lost in the prehistoric world of the Flintstones? These animated classics brought joy to children across the nation with their catchy theme songs and hilarious antics. While Saturday morning cartoons may be a thing of the past, these iconic cartoons captured our imaginations and laid the foundation for many of the animated shows we enjoy today.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
But Saturday mornings weren't just for cartoons. Who could forget the glittering disco balls, flashy dance moves, and iconic disco roller rinks? This disco era was a time of liberation and self-expression, where people flocked to clubs and roller rinks to dance the night away. Picture yourself gliding around on 8 wheels, the mirrored disco ball reflecting a kaleidoscope of lights, all while the latest tunes by Donna Summer or the Bee Gees throbbed through the speakers. Can't you hear that iconic quack quack of the disco duck? Then, cruising down to the local drive-in movie theater was a beloved pastime in the 70s. Speaking of iconic, these drive-in theaters were a staple of the 70s social scene. Families and friends would pile into their station wagons, armed with popcorn and soda, ready to enjoy a double feature under the stars. The closest we get to that experience today might be an outdoor movie night in the park, but there's something undeniably special about those old-school drive-ins. And who can forget the rise of video games? The 70s literally saw the dawn of a revolutionary new form of entertainment. Home consoles, like the Atari 2600, quickly became a favorite pastime for people of all ages. And Pong might seem primitive compared to the virtual reality experiences we have today, but it was a revolutionary step in interactive entertainment. Remember the excitement of finally beating your friend at a game of Space Invaders?
Telstar Tennis with digital scoring, variable speeds. Telstar Hockey.
Fads weren't limited to technology or entertainment. The pet rock craze swept the nation in 1975, with millions of people clamoring to adopt their own inanimate pet. Yes, you got that right. A smooth, oval rock became a must-have item. Who would have thought that a simple rock could become a cultural phenomenon? It might seem silly now, but it highlights the playful and lighthearted spirit of the 70s. Roller derby, also known as roller mania, took the athletic scene by storm during the 70s. With its fast-paced action and fierce competitors, roller derby became a cultural sensation, inspiring a wave of enthusiasm and participation across the country. Watching those fierce female athletes battle it out on the track was truly exhilarating. While its popularity waned in the following decades, roller derby has experienced a resurgence in recent years, with modern leagues embracing its retro charm and competitive spirit. Let's not forget about the iconic Super Friends cartoon. It brought together all of our favorite superheroes, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and united them against evil. These animated adventures sparked the imaginations of countless children, inspiring them to dream of heroism and justice. The show, in fact, instilled a sense of hope and heroism in a generation, values that continue to resonate in superhero movies today.
The movie is called Star Wars, and since it opened here 9 days ago, capacity crowds have filled the 1,100 seats in the theater almost daily.
The Star Wars mania was another defining moment of the 70s. In a galaxy far, far away, a cinematic phenomenon was born, Star Wars. The release of George Lucas's space epic in 1977 sent shockwaves through pop culture, captivating audiences with its groundbreaking special effects and timeless storytelling. Lightsabers, spaceships, and the Force captured the imaginations of millions and launched a franchise that continues to thrive today. A sprawling universe of movies, TV shows, books, and merchandise that has captured the hearts of fans across the globe. Strap on your skates and hit the disco floor. Roller disco was all the rage in the 70s, combining the funky beats of disco music with the exhilarating thrill of roller skating. Can you imagine yourself grooving to the beat while cruising around on skates? It was a fun and funky way to express yourself, and the trend continues to inspire themed rolling skating events today. All right, fellas, let's now move on to see how the 70s made a statement in the fashion world and trends.
I mean, I really don't think they're safe at all, but they're good fun.
70s fashion, where style and flair reigned supreme. From bell-bottoms to leisure suits and platform shoes to the epical hairstyles, the 70s were a time of bold experimentation and self-expression. Bell-bottoms were the undisputed kings and queens of pants, creating a silhouette that's instantly recognizable even today. Remember those wide-leg jumpsuits or the comfort of leisure suits? They were all the rage, offering a relaxed yet stylish look. While some trends may have fallen out of favor, others have endured, influencing modern fashion and pop culture in surprising ways. And who could forget Farrah Fawcett's iconic hairstyle, known simply as the flip? This feathered and tousled look became synonymous with 70s glamour, inspiring countless imitators and setting a new standard for beauty and style. Hairstyles may come and go, but the Farrah Fawcett flip remains a timeless symbol of retro chic. Did you rock the Farrah Fawcett flip back in the day? Let me know in the comments below. Rock on, baby! The 70s were a golden age for classic rock, a force to be reckoned with. Bands like Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd, and Queen dominated the airwaves with their timeless hits. From anthemic ballads to epic guitar solos, classic rock defined the sound of a generation and continues to inspire musicians and music lovers to this day. But the 70s weren't just about classic rock. Disco, with its pulsating beats and infectious melodies, took center stage. From Donna Summer's Hot Stuff to the Bee Gees' Stayin' Alive, disco music defined a generation's love of dance and celebration. Sequins, jumpsuits, and big hair. Oh my! The 70s gave birth to disco fashion, a glamorous and flamboyant style that took the world by storm. From Studio 54 to the dance floor, disco fashion was all about making a bold statement and embracing your inner diva. Even though disco has faded into obscurity, its influence on fashion and style remains unmistakable, with designers and trendsetters drawing inspiration from its glittering legacy. Shine bright like a disco ball. Speaking of iconic symbols, the disco ball and its shimmering counterpart, the disco ball dress, were synonymous with the 70s party scene. The dazzling reflections and playful movement embodied the carefree spirit of the disco era. And now, turn that frown upside down with the iconic smiley face. This simple yet powerful symbol became a cultural sensation in the 70s, a universal symbol of happiness and positivity, adorning everything from t-shirts to buttons, spreading a message of joy that transcended generations. Deck your walls with groovy posters. The 70s saw a surge in poster culture, with colorful and psychedelic designs adorning dorm rooms and teenage bedrooms across the country. From rock bands to movie stars, posters allowed people to express their individuality and passions vibrantly and visually. While digital wallpapers have replaced physical posters in many ways, the sentiment of adorning your personal space with what you love remains. As we groove through the memories of fashion and trends, let's hit the rewind button and explore the captivating realm of entertainment and media. The landscape of entertainment and media shifted dramatically in the 70s. Let's see.
Now you know we are two wild and crazy guys.
Live from New York, it's Saturday Night. This iconic sketch comedy show burst onto the scene in 1975, revolutionizing television and launching the careers of countless comedians and actors like John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. With its irreverent humor and cutting-edge satire, SNL became a cultural touchstone, influencing everything from politics to popular culture. Today, SNL continues to entertain and provoke audiences with its sharp wit and fearless comedy.
What do they got in there, King Kong?
While dinosaurs might not have walked the earth in the 70s, the dino era captured our imaginations with movies like Jurassic Park, released in 1993, but inspired by the scientific advancements of the 70s. Special effects technology took a leap forward, paving the way for the stunning visuals we enjoy in movies today. But the 70s weren't just about what we watched or listened to. They were also a time of incredible innovation and technological advancement that transformed the way we live, work, and play. How? Let's see. Ring, ring. Before the era of smartphones and social media, there was the humble landline phone with their curly cords and rotary dials. These buddies were the primary means of communication. These clunky contraptions were a staple of households everywhere, allowing people to connect with loved ones near and far. Remember the thrill of hearing a friend's voice crackle through the receiver? Rock out to your favorite tunes with 8-track tapes, the dominant audio format of the decade. These bulky cartridges were a popular way to listen to music in the 70s, offering a portable and convenient alternative to vinyl records. Though bulky and prone to tangles, they allowed us to take our favorite music on the go, a precursor to the portable music players of today.
Key to television on command.
Lights, camera, action. The rise of the VCR revolutionized the way we watch movies and television, allowing people to record their favorite shows and watch them at their leisure. No longer did you have to wait for a movie to air on TV. You could rent it or buy a VHS tape and watch it whenever you wanted. This groundbreaking technology gave rise to the home video market, paving the way for today's streaming services, the rise of blockbuster movies, and binge-watching marathons. Even the humble typewriter, with its clattering keys and carbon copies, was a technological marvel in its time. Clack, clack, ding! Before the era of computers and word processors, there was the trusty typewriter. These mechanical marvels were a staple of offices and homes everywhere, allowing people to create documents with speed and precision. While typewriters have largely been replaced by computers and printers, their legacy lives on in the nostalgia of writers and collectors who appreciate the simplicity and elegance of these vintage machines. And now, welcome to the digital age. The 70s saw the rise of the home computer, with pioneering machines like the Commodore PET and the Apple II, bringing computing power into people's homes for the first time. These early computers revolutionized the way we work, play, and communicate, laying the groundwork for the digital revolution that would follow. Today, we carry more computing power in our pockets than the early pioneers could have ever imagined, thanks to the relentless march of technological progress.
Sony introduces the only cassette player as small as a cassette case.
The Walkman, a portable cassette player launched by Sony in 1979, was a game changer. Take your music with you wherever you go with the Walkman. This portable cassette player revolutionized the way we listen to music, allowing people to enjoy their favorite tunes on the go. The innovation forever changed the way we experience music. Reach for the skies with the Boeing 747. This iconic jumbo jet revolutionized air travel in the 70s, offering unprecedented comfort, convenience, access, and affordability for passengers around the world. While newer and more advanced aircraft have since taken to the skies, the Boeing 747, affectionately nicknamed the Queen of the Skies, remains a symbol of innovation and progress in the aviation industry. Moving on, the 70s were a time of profound social change and cultural upheaval, with movements and events that shaped the course of history and left an indelible mark on our collective consciousness. Breaker, breaker, 19, this here's a rubber duck. The 70s were a time of immense social change, with millions of people tuning in to chat with fellow drivers and truckers on the open road. From Smokey and the Bandit to Convoy, CB radio culture became a cultural phenomenon, spawning its own unique slang and lingo. It fostered a sense of camaraderie and revolutionized communication on the road, a precursor to today's mobile apps and online communities.
The National Woman's Party lobbies for the 26th Amendment to guarantee women equal rights under the law.
Girl power, baby! The 70s saw the rise of the feminist movement as women around the world fought for equal rights and opportunities. From the Equal Rights Amendment to the landmark Roe v. Wade Supreme Court decision, the 70s were a time of unprecedented progress and activism for women's rights. While the fight for gender equality continues today, the achievements of the feminist movement in the 70s laid the groundwork for future generations of women to pursue their dreams and aspirations.
Shall we make our peace with nature and begin to make reparations for the damage we have done to our air?
Give a hoot, don't pollute, never be a dirty bird. The rise of environmentalism became a major concern in the 70s as people around the world became increasingly concerned about pollution, deforestation, and habitat destruction. From the first Earth Day celebration to the creation of the Environmental Protection Agency, the 70s were a turning point in the fight to protect our planet for future generations. The efforts of environmental activists in the 70s helped to raise awareness and inspire action on behalf of Mother Earth. This movement continues to be vital as we face environmental challenges in the 21st century. We shall overcome. The 70s were a continuation of the struggle for civil rights and racial equality that had begun in previous decades. From the legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. to the activism of Rosa Parks, the 70s saw important victories and milestones in the fight against racism and discrimination. While progress has been made, the struggle for racial justice continues today as we strive to build a more inclusive and equitable society for all.
The odd-even system can't do anything about the problem of no gas.
Long lines at the pump and save gas, walk, or bike bumper stickers were a common sight during the gas crisis of the 70s, caused by the Arab oil embargo. Rising oil prices and geopolitical tensions led to fuel shortages and rationing, prompting people to rethink the reliance on fossil fuels and embrace alternative modes of transportation. While the gas crisis may have subsided, its legacy lives on in the ongoing debate over energy policy and environmental sustainability.
Get out of here. You're in the office of the President of the United States. How can you talk about blackmail and bribery and keeping witnesses silent?
The Watergate scandal rocked the nation in the 70s, as revelations of political corruption and abuse of power led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon. This watershed moment in American history exposed the dark underbelly of politics and government, shaking the public's trust in their elected leaders. The event reflects the importance of transparency and accountability in government, which remains as relevant as ever.
Gone for main engine start. We have main engine start.
3, 2, 1, liftoff! The 70s were a time of renewed excitement and competition in the space race, as the United States and the Soviet Union vied for supremacy in the cosmos. From the Apollo moon landings to the launch of the first space shuttle, the 70s saw incredible advances in space exploration and technology. Then, the successful launch of the Apollo-Soyuz mission in 1975 marked a moment of cooperation between the two superpowers, a glimmer of hope amidst the Cold War tensions. And the dream of exploring the final frontier continues to inspire scientists, engineers, and dreamers around the world. Last, but definitely not least, the 70s saw the end of one of the longest and most divisive conflicts in American history, the Vietnam War. With the withdrawal of U.S. troops and the signing of the Paris Peace Accords, the war finally came to an end in 1975, leaving behind a legacy of loss and trauma for those who served and sacrificed. Though the wounds of the Vietnam War may never fully heal, its lessons about the cost of war and the importance of diplomacy continue to resonate with us today. The war's legacy continues to be debated, but there's no doubt it was a defining event of the decade. So, you see, the 70s were a decade of immense change and transformation. It was a time of social upheaval, technological innovation, and cultural icons that continue to resonate today. From the groovy sounds of disco to the groundbreaking advancements in personal computers, the 70s laid the foundation for the world we live in today. As we reflect on this fascinating era, it's important to remember the lessons it teaches us. The fight for equality, the importance of environmental protection, and the power of innovation are all themes that continue to be relevant in the 21st century. What's your favorite memory from the 70s? Did you rock the roller disco or groove to the sounds of classic rock? Keep the nostalgia alive and watch our other videos.